After nearly a year of speculation and build-up, it finally happened. Hikuleo made his long-awaited WWE debut, and the moment couldn't have come at a more chaotic point in the Bloodline's fractured story. The shocking debut unfolded as Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu clashed for the United States Championship. Their rivalry had been simmering for months ever since Fatu betrayed Solo, and this match marked the boiling point. Right from the opening bell, the intensity was sky high. The action took a wild turn when JC Mateo tried to interfere, only to be caught and stopped by the referee. But just when things seemed under control, Tonga Loa made a shocking return and ambushed Fatu with a spinning neckbreaker. Still, even that wasn't enough to put down the Samoan werewolf. But the real turning point came moments later when Hikuleo attacked Fatu from behind and drove him through the announce table with a thunderous chokeslam. The unexpected interference left Fatu laid out, giving Solo the perfect opening to finish the job and claim the United States Championship. The timing of Hikuleo's arrival was no accident, with tensions at their peak and the future of the Bloodline hanging in the balance. Bringing in another powerful family member dramatically tilts the scales in Sikoa's favor. During the Night of Champions post-show, Solo was asked about the outside help he received. As he began to explain, a graphic appeared on screen confirming that he had assistance from a returning Tonga Loa and a debuting family member, now officially named Tala Tonga. So while fans knew him as Hikuleo, it's now confirmed WWE will move forward with his new ring name, Tala Tonga. Tala Tonga's arrival has been in the works since 2024 when he signed with WWE after a standout run in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Known for his size, strength, and no-nonsense style, the 6'8" enforcer has been considered one of the most intimidating figures in the Anoa'i family tree. As the younger brother of Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, Tala brings instant credibility and muscle to Solo Sikoa's version of the Bloodline. But the night wasn't just about victories, it was also about conditions. In the same post-show press conference, Solo made clear that Jacob Fatu wouldn't be getting a rematch for the United States title unless he apologizes. According to Solo, Fatu must admit he was wrong for walking away from the family, for turning on him at Money in the Bank, and for that super kick heard around the world. Until then, the door to a rematch remains shut. With Tala Tonga now backing Solo, the playing field has shifted dramatically. However, signs are already pointing toward a response. Jey Uso is expected to make the jump to SmackDown soon, joining forces with Jacob Fatu and Jimmy Uso to even the odds. With three powerful members on either side, this family war is far from over. It's only just beginning. What's your take on Hikuleo's, now Tala Tonga's debut, Jey Uso's potential move to SmackDown, and the rising alliance of Fatu, Jimmy, and Jay? Drop your thoughts in the comments. The Bloodline drama just went next level. Jacob Fatu's shocking defeat at Night of Champions wasn't just about a single loss, it may have been a part of something bigger. For now, Solo Sikoa has regained all the momentum he lost when Fatu first entered the scene. With the United States Championship in his hands and firm control over the new Bloodline, Solo has restored his standing and brought credibility back to his leadership. WWE has long thrived on internal chaos within the Bloodline, and it wouldn't be surprising if another major civil war is already brewing. We've seen these high-stakes family implosions play out at SummerSlam before, and could this be setting the stage for a new chapter? A rematch between the Samoan werewolf and Solo Sikoa, marked as the Bloodline Civil War, feels inevitable. In fact, the controversial finish and outside interference may have been designed to delay the payoff. If that's the case, then Fatu's loss wasn't a burial, it was just a setup. A second showdown could see the babyface redemption arc come full circle, with Jacob Fatu reclaiming the US title and tipping the balance in the ongoing Bloodline war. What do you think? Is a rematch between Solo and Fatu the next big main event? Should WWE build towards another civil war at SummerSlam, or let this rivalry simmer until Survivor Series? Let us know in the comments below. Enjoying the video? A quick like goes a long way in helping us grow and deliver more wrestling news you care about. Two of the most celebrated WWE superstars of the past 2 decades clashed one final time at Night of Champions as CM Punk and John Cena met with the undisputed WWE Championship on the line. Known for their storied rivalry and seamless in-ring chemistry, the two veterans delivered another gripping encounter filled with classic reversals, hard-hitting offense, and signature counters. Midway through the match, Cena went for his second shoulder tackle, but Punk evaded it, inadvertently knocking down referee Dan Angler. With the official out cold, Punk connected with a crushing GTS that would have sealed the win, but there was no one to count the fall. Moments later, chaos broke out as Seth Rollins, accompanied by Paul Heyman, Bronson Reed, and Braun Breaker, made their way to ringside. Rollins orchestrated an attack with Reed and Breakker ambushing Punk and slamming him through the announce table while Cena remained down. Rollins attempted to cash in his opportunity, signaling for a new official. Charles Robinson rushed in but was intercepted and struck by Cena, potentially injuring the referee before Rollins could complete the cash-in. Help arrived in the form of Penta and Sami Zayn, who charged to the ring and chased off Breakker. Meanwhile, Reed missed a top rope tsunami and was met with an attitude adjustment from Cena. Despite the dust settling, no referee was available to make a count. The crowd erupted with fight forever chants as both Punk and Cena regrouped. Then came a moment of mutual respect. Cena and Punk shook hands and shared a big hug until Cena tried to blindside Punk, but the Second City Saint blocked the attack. That's when Rollins struck again, sliding back into the ring and hitting Punk with a devastating stomp. With the referee now back in action, Cena covered Punk and scored the pinfall to retain the undisputed WWE Championship in Saudi Arabia. The ending was excellent as it was designed to protect Punk while throwing a wrench into the Visionaries' plans and ultimately setting Cena up for a SummerSlam showdown with Cody Rhodes, a rematch from WrestleMania 41. Mid-match, fans witnessed a subtle but meaningful tribute from CM Punk as he locked John Cena in the Black Widow submission hold famously used by his wife AJ Lee. The moment didn't go unnoticed, with commentators even giving AJ a shout-out on air. Following the high-stakes match, fans in attendance witnessed several off-air moments that added an emotional and humorous layer to Punk's night. Inside the Kingdom Arena, fans recorded Punk playfully interacting with the crowd before heading backstage. One clip captured Punk flat on the mat, selling the effects of the brutal match. As he tried to rise, he jokingly failed, only to then perform the iconic Undertaker-style sit-up, drawing laughter and cheers. Another fan-recorded moment showed a different side of Punk, visibly emotional and disappointed after the loss, yet he still made time to connect with fans at ringside, even embracing one individual to whom he had apologized earlier for his controversial tweet about The Miz in Saudi Arabia during the Night of Champions kickoff. Speaking during the Night of Champions post-show, Triple H addressed the significance of the Cena-Punk clash, confirming this was their final bout. It's just two generational stars coming together one last time. I think as much as it meant to fans here and around the world, I think that's what it meant to John Cena to see CM Punk. I'm glad we were able to put that fight together to deliver it here in Saudi. I'm glad they got to do it before John called it a day. This subtle remark strongly hints that CM Punk versus John Cena was their final chapter, and all signs now point towards Seth Rollins versus CM Punk at SummerSlam 2025 after everything that unfolded in Riyadh. According to the current plan, CM Punk is expected to defeat Seth Rollins in their high-stakes showdown at SummerSlam, closing the chapter on their heated rivalry. However, the story doesn't end there. In a shocking turn, Rollins is set to have the last laugh. Later in the night, with Gunther worn down and vulnerable, the Visionary will cash in, stealing the spotlight and the World Heavyweight Championship to once again stand tall atop WWE. In the end, Punk may win the battle, but Rollins walks away winning the war. Injury news now, as according to unconfirmed reports, referee Charles Robinson may have suffered an injury during his sequence with John Cena. The original plan allegedly called for Cena to give Robinson a light shove, sending him into the steel steps in a controlled manner. However, Cena delivered the blow with far more force than expected, absolutely leveling the veteran referee and potentially causing real damage. Stay tuned as more details emerge regarding Robinson's condition. Jade Cargill is officially heading to SummerSlam, where she'll challenge for the WWE Women's Championship after defeating Asuka in the Queen of the Ring final Saturday afternoon. Overcoming an injured knee, a relentless Asuka, and a crowd firmly behind her opponent, Cargill powered through and hit Jade to secure the biggest singles win of her WWE career. While the outcome was monumental, the match itself was far from smooth. The chemistry fans remembered from their past tag team encounters was noticeably off here. At times, the pacing felt disjointed, with Cargill struggling to keep up with the high-speed offense of the Empress of Tomorrow. The closing stretch saw both women visibly exhausted. Asuka nailed the Empress Impact and went for the finish, but Cargill reversed it into Jaded. However, during the pinfall, Jade lost her balance and slid off Asuka's chest, landing awkwardly. The way Asuka's shoulders lifted off the mat has already stirred conversation online, with some questioning if the win was technically valid. This ending bears a resemblance to last year's King of the Ring controversy, when Randy Orton disputed his loss to Gunther and sparked a rematch down the line. It's entirely possible that Asuka may claim the pinfall was flawed and push for her own high-stakes bout, possibly against Io Sky. For now, Jade Cargill waits to see the results of the upcoming Evolution event, where Tiffany Stratton will defend the SmackDown Women's Championship. As a SmackDown star, Cargill will face the winner, likely Stratton, in what could be a marquee SummerSlam title clash. But looming over it all is Naomi and her Money in the Bank contract, a constant threat that could shatter Cargill's SummerSlam dreams the moment she thinks she's won it all. What do you think of Jade's Queen of the Ring win? Should Asuka protest the finish? And how would you feel about a possible showdown between Jade Cargill and Tiffany Stratton, with Naomi waiting in the shadows? Sound off in the comments. In the second match of the evening, former allies turned bitter rivals collided as Women's Tag Team Champion Raquel Rodriguez battled the Eradicator Rhea Ripley in the first ever Riyadh Boulevard street fight. Ripley and Rodriguez have always shared strong in-ring chemistry, and it was on full display in this brutal, hard-hitting encounter. Rodriguez controlled much of the match, dishing out heavy punishment to Ripley. At one point, she tied Ripley's arms in the ropes and targeted her midsection with repeated kendo stick shots. Later, when Ripley tried a somersault senton from the apron, Raquel caught her and delivered a powerful powerbomb through a piece of the announce table and down to the floor. In the middle of all the chaos though, fans spotted a small slip-up. During the rope trap sequence, the setup didn't hold properly, and Ripley had to hold the ropes closed herself to stay in place. Cameras caught her gripping them with both hands before letting go and slipping free, a rare but noticeable moment of improvisation in an otherwise hard-hitting battle. Later in the match, Roxanne Perez got involved trying to impress Rodriguez in the Judgment Day, but her plan backfired when Ripley took her out, clearing the way for the finish. With Perez neutralized, Ripley dug deep and sealed the victory. She executed an Avalanche Riptide off the top rope through a wobbly table, pinning Rodriguez in a finish that was visually risky but expertly delivered. Another minor botch occurred when the referee was seen holding the table in the corner to help Ripley execute her move. While it appeared to be done for safety reasons, it could not miss the eyes of some eagle-eyed wrestling fans. Following the match, Byron Saxton caught up with Ripley at the post-show and asked her about her condition, noting she was visibly favoring her ribs. Honestly, I felt better. The ribs are a bit bruised from the kendo, and just like everything that went out there tonight, we left our bodies on the line and we went out there and we put on that match, so I'm definitely gonna be sore tomorrow, and I'm sore right now, but it's all worth it because I got to kick Raquel's ass. As brutal and competitive as this bout was, it might be time for Ripley to distance herself from Judgment Day drama and refocus on reclaiming the WWE Women's World Championship. With Jade Cargill set to challenge for the title at SummerSlam after her Queen of the Ring win, it remains to be seen whether Ripley re-enters the title picture, but she's clearly not backing down. Months of cryptic backstage interactions and intense vignettes finally led to a long-awaited clash as Sami Zayn faced off against the devil on his shoulder, Karrion Kross, in singles action at Night of Champions. For weeks, Kross had relentlessly taunted Zayn, trying to convince him to abandon his moral compass and embrace the darker path needed to become a world champion. But in a twist of irony, it was Kross's own words that cost him a major victory on Saturday. Despite dominating much of the bout with brutal offense, Kross couldn't resist the urge to talk trash. His constant trash talk backfired when he cornered Zayn and charged across the ring, only to run straight into a perfectly timed haluva kick. Zayn capitalized on the opening, securing a hard-fought victory and halting Kross's mind games for now. Interestingly, for all the talk the past week about Kross allegedly avoiding bumps, Saturday's performance said otherwise. Kross took back bumps, lots of them, making the online chatter about his physicality seem irrelevant and overblown. If WWE's plan is to continue this rivalry, positioning Zayn as the unshakable hero who defies Kross's manipulative tactics, this was the right finish. But if this was intended as a one-off, it may have squandered the momentum Kross had been building. The 2025 King of the Ring tournament concluded in dramatic fashion as Cody Rhodes overcame Randy Orton in the opening bout of the night to claim the crown and a guaranteed shot at the undisputed WWE Championship at SummerSlam. What unfolded was a grueling psychological battle between former mentor and protege. Both Rhodes and Orton threw everything they had into the match, but neither could keep the other down, even after landing their most devastating signature moves. As frustration mounted, Orton began to show flashes of the cold, calculating Viper from years past. At one point, he teased the infamous punt kick only to hesitate. Later, he picked up a steel chair, not to use it, but to distract the referee long enough to expose a turnbuckle. It nearly paid off, but Rhodes anticipated the setup, reversed the momentum, and sent Orton crashing into the exposed steel. One crossroads later, and the American Nightmare was officially crowned the King of the Ring. The loss clearly rattled Orton, who left the ring fuming. For a man obsessed with winning his 15th WWE World title, this defeat could be the emotional crack that leads to a long-anticipated heel turn, especially if Cody captures the Undisputed Championship at SummerSlam. This match wasn't about high spots or shock value, it was a slow burn, storytelling-driven bout that hinted at a deeper conflict to come. With their legacy history lingering in the background, this feels less like the end and more like the beginning of a rivalry that could define the second half of 2025. Adding to the intrigue is what happened after the cameras stopped rolling. Backstage, a visibly frustrated Orton was seen walking out in silence, fueling speculation that he may be taking a break from WWE television. While WWE is yet to confirm anything officially, early reports suggest Orton has requested time off. Given his current lack of direction on SmackDown, stepping away may be a strategic move. Instead of launching into a filler feud, Orton could return post-SummerSlam fully refreshed and possibly embracing the dark side once again. If Cody Rhodes becomes champion by then, it could set the stage for a deeply personal, high-stakes feud rooted in history and betrayal. What did you think of the King of the Ring final? Should Randy Orton turn heel when he returns? And is Cody Rhodes versus Orton the championship feud fans deserve heading into the fall? Drop your thoughts in the comments.